2.
Pack your bags and get a moving. Today is finally the day. Leave your old life way behind you. A new world has come and it's here to stay. Sleepless nights and tired mornings. Drool, poop, and spit up on your clothes. But you never stop to wonder, is it worth it when you see your baby grow? The baby's finally asleep, dear. I've rocked and sung to her gently. But now let's watch her on the monitor instead of resting you and me. Sleepless nights and tired mornings. Drool, poop, and spit up on your clothes. But you never stop to wonder, is it worth it when you see your baby grow? Time, it flies on way too quickly. Those days are now memory. I'd give up all the sleep I get now just to have you here with your mom and me. Sleepless nights and tired mornings. Drool, poop, and spit up on your clothes. But you never stop to wonder, is it worth it when you see your baby grow? But you never stop to wonder, was it worth it when you've seen your baby grow?
Welcome back. I'm Jeremy Burns.
I am Matthew Scott Phillips.
And you're listening to Music Student 101.
For the 150th time.
51st.
151st, yeah.
I mislabeled that.
I miscounted it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's a lot to count. And this is kind of what I call, this is the Listener Compositions episode.
Indeed.
Number 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a funny thing, Matt, because I'm calling this like the reunion episode. Because remember the last 2, 3, or 4 episodes, we were like, hey, we don't have a lot of compositions. Come on, send us your stuff.
Yeah,
send us your stuff.
yeah.
Well, a lot of people that send us our stuff are people that previously sent us stuff. Now, be it because they are so prolific or be it because they're simply bold enough to share their music.
Can it be both? It can be both.
It can be both. And this will also be a little bit of a family reunion episode, which I'll kind of explain a little bit, as we'll be interfacing with the brothers Lemon, for whom I have a heartfelt apology.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. So remember this last episode, like the last episode when I said we were holding off this listener's composition episode for one more listener, Matt Lemon?
Yep.
Well, apparently I had lemon confusion. We met Matt Lemon back in episode 120 when he shared his bluegrass jam, Cannonball Run.
I remember Cannonball, yeah.
Yeah, from his band Lemongrass, you know, with his brother Chris and wife Mara.
Uh-huh.
And it was his brother Chris that won the medal at the Mercedes Marathon that my 90s cover band was playing at.
Okay.
And it was Chris that used his money to buy the Behringer XR18 that he used to record the piece you just heard.
I see.
And it is Chris that we speak of today. Matt wrote me and informed me of this error and spread the word to Chris in true evil twin fashion. Chris's words, not mine. So anyways, Chris got into bluegrass at the tail end of college about 15 years ago. And he has written a few songs over the years and performs in the Dayton area with the Possum Creek Ramblers.
Huh.
Great name for a bluegrass band,
Very,
right?
very good, yeah.
It was named after the creek that runs behind his house. And of course, Lemongrass, his other band.
Right.
The Possum Creek Ramblers recently had a chance to play at the Walnut Hills Farm Bluegrass Festival on the same stage as a number of nationally recognized touring acts like Hammertown, The Cody Norris Show, Southern Legacy, and Authentic Unlimited. So, first off, what does Chris have to say about this song, Matt?
So Chris says, last year my wife and I adopted our first child, Carissa, and eventually I was inspired to write this song. It's called Sleepless Nights, and I started with a basic idea, but inspiration truly hit me one day when I was feeding her and noticed that there was crap running down my pants. Hers, not mine.
Oh, good thing you clarified.
And I'm assuming he means the crap.
Yes. Never thought about that.
Since listening to your podcast and taking some banjo and dobro lessons, I have really enjoyed playing around with chromaticism, especially distorting all or part of a chord by a half step, usually as a passing tone, as well as the idea of chording the scale. This could easily have been another 1-4-1-5-1 bluegrass song, but instead I used the 2-chord and 3 chords as well as the 6th to get the feel that I want, where the content kind of drifts between major and minor, simultaneously upbeat and bittersweet. If you have kids in your life, maybe this song will resonate with you.
Well, Matt and I both met our stepchildren a couple of years beyond the fluids phase.
Yes, we did.
So,
well,
yeah, they still spill things, but out of cups and stuff.
Right.
We won't get too much into that, right?
Right.
But let's hear what's going on here a little bit.
Okay.
So the theory.
So we just heard the song as the intro, right?
That was our intro song.
Yeah.
And this is called Sleepless Nights.
Uh-huh.
Again, by Chris Lemon and Possum Creek Ramblers.
Yep.
So what he's talking about, we're in the key of G.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And where normal bluegrass might do something like go to 4, which would be a C major and G. Back to G. And a 5. He's changing that 4 chord into a 2 chord.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting. So it's like a pack your bags and get a moving. That's that 2. Today is finally the day. 1. Leave your life behind. 2. And then B minor, which is 3, to D.
3, yeah.
Which is 5. To 1.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. A 3 chord as a predominant, huh?
3 chord is a predominant, yeah. So, to start with the beginning, to start with the A minor chord, the 2 chord is a place of a 4 chord. Mm-hmm. So, we'll stay in the key of G for this. A 4 chord in the key of G would be a C chord, right? Mm-hmm. C, E, and G. Mm-hmm. A 2 chord in G is A minor, A, C, and E, right? Mm-hmm. So those 2 chords share 2 of their chord tones, right?
Right.
The only difference is if there's a G, you have a C chord. If there's an A, you have an A minor chord, right?
Right.
So these chords make very easy substitutions between one another. Mm-hmm. And they're both predominant functioning chords, right? 4 chord, 2 chord.
Yes.
Interesting little substitution here. Yeah, if he had played C, then this would have been 1-4-1-5-1. Mm-hmm. Right? As he said, it could have easily been. Mm-hmm. We're just substituting a 2 chord, two of the exact same notes, right? And A minor and C also share immediate relationship with each other.
Yes,
interestingly
they do.
enough,
yes, they do.
It's kind of theory magic, you can. So that gave it to me a little bit more of an emotional tinge. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe I've just listened to too much 1-4-1, but to me that 1-4-1 is a little basic. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It works musically, but that can be a little about all it does sometimes in the wrong context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and in some genre, it's kind of genre defining to some degree, like jazz and blues.
Blues, yeah.
Blues and bluegrass. You're often going 1-4-5.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a part of, and sometimes 6, but it's just mainly part of the recipe.
Yeah. So the little A minor substitution there gives us a little hint of, and this is true in to me, I mean, when we did Jeremy Torture, when we did the harmonic dictation with the 2 chords, like they sound just a little bit more emotional.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
To me, the 2 chord there just makes it a little bit more emotional than it would have been had we just gone to 4, right?
Absolutely.
Because it gives it that little hint of, like Chris said, a little hint of nostalgia, a little bit of bittersweetness. And, he does that twice. The B minor chord.
I was just thinking in my head, since you started talking common tones, I was wondering if he was just using this as another kind of, because B minor has 2 common tones with D.
It also has 2 common tones with G.
G and D, right? D major?
Yeah.
Yeah, D and F sharp?
Yeah. So,
oh, wait, it doesn't have 2 common tones with
I had a perfect...
Oh, yeah, G, B, D.
Yeah, G, B, D versus B, D, F sharp.
Okay.
So same situation. It has 2 in common with G. So I would think that this is maybe a 1 substitution.
How funny.
This 3 chord. Yeah.
Okay, so let's dig it.
So that becomes, instead of 1-5-1 at the end, it's 3-5-1 at the end.
So we got... As opposed to... We got...
Right.
I like it. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
It absolutely works. There's also all sorts of kind of... this is something that, like in classical music, was sort of established as something that happens sometimes. Mm-hmm. Bass arpeggiations that just harmonicize, because B, D, G, if you take those roots, you're sort of going up the tonic chord, right? Mm-hmm. This is something that was sort of established. It happens sometimes. It's a good thing if you've got any songs that you've written that you think, oh, this is just 1-4-5 or something, and it's like, and you want to spice it up. Start thinking about substituting some of those 4s with 2s, or some of the ones with 3s or 6s. Yeah. Does he have a 6 later? No, I don't see a 6. That would be E minor.
He goes to E minor, yeah.
That would be another great possible substitution for, from B minor, A minor, E minor, and then G. That would be interesting.
In conventional bluegrass, when you go to that minor change, it's normally going to the 6, but he goes to the B minor first, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So there's like
interesting stuff.
So he's kind of following in the veins of John Hartford, one of my favorite bluegrass artists. Who's kind of a silly style, kind of a funny, goofy, great sense of humor.
Yeah.
And he likes to add chromaticism to a lot of his music, which you don't hear in a lot of traditional bluegrass.
Right. Yeah.
Music, not until more recent times.
Yeah. And this isn't even really, strictly speaking, chromaticism. This is just
it's all
diatonic chord
diatonic
substitution. Yeah.
True that.
Yeah. I felt like I heard he mentioned a half-step chromatic passing tone thing that he started doing. I feel like I heard that from the A minor up to the B minor at some point, or somewhere in there. Yeah.
A minor to B. Yeah. A lot of that does, and a lot of that works in blues also.
Blues and bluegrass and jazz. And
that must be the blue part. Okay. Well, the blue part is really the flat 3, but and sometimes a flat 5, and sometimes a flat 7.
It's blue, isn't it?
Yeah. It's beautiful. Anyway, so now that we kind of know a little bit more about the theory on this one, go and listen and hear some of the theory behind Sleepless Nights and enjoy the lyrics and the scenario.
Yes,
again.
Indeed. Which you can hear these on our website, I trust.
Yeah, well, we'll put links on our website if they do have like Spotify or something like that.
Awesome.
Whatever materials we've been given, we'll certainly post them on the website.
Excellent.
So, and this will be Jeffrey Martin on upright bass, Caitlin Tesla on the fiddle, Tim Bergeron on a guitar, twin brother Matt Lemon on mando, and Chris Lemon on vocals, banjo, dobro, a.k.a. Possum Creek Ramblers. And they have some great little breaks. Go back and listen to some of their little breaks they take, little solos and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
So go back and listen and dig it. And you can also hear their stuff on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, etc., all the major platforms.
Yeah, excellent.
At Possum Creek Ramblers. Possum Creek Ramblers.
There you go.
Now, on the same episode that we met the Brothers Lemon, We met Steve from an undisclosed subterranean location.
He's still there, I guess.
We don't know where that is
Yeah, undisclosed.
or who he is. Kind of a daft.
All we know is it is Subterranean.
Yes. This is he shared this piece called "Floating in Separate Worlds." Now, Steve shared a simply delightful song, 16 Candles, that he wrote for his daughter Erica's 16th birthday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so now he returns with another one, Floating in Separate Worlds.
When I have a score to look at.
Yes, you do. Yes, we both do. It's a song in verse chorus form with a synth substituting for vocals, you know?
Now I'm glad I'm looking at a score.
Which I would remind Steve and our listeners that we don't judge vocal performance.
We really don't. We don't judge anything. We're not here to be judgy.
Still, we want everyone to be comfortable with their submissions. So this one is a tale of unrequited love. And I'll just leave it at that. Let's listen, shall we?
Let's do.
Okay, so this is Floating in Separate Worlds from Steve from an undisclosed subterranean location. All right.
All right. So indeed.
There we have, and going back and thinking about that song, the 16 Candles, he definitely has a certain kind of cute and quirky style.
Yeah.
You know? And some of that is actually reflected in the MIDI instruments that are, I think, are generated from the software he's using to notate, right?
Probably, yeah, either that or just the sounds that came on his computer.
Sound card.
Yeah.
Right on. But I still think that kind of works, you know, with the style. So what does Steve have to say about this, Matt?
So Steve says, as I generally do, I wrote this song at the keyboard using Sibelius.
Okay.
Getting the melody, chords, and lyrics down. I then moved on to arranging in Logic. I might fiddle with the melody, chords, and lyrics as I work on arranging, but my general approach is that a good song can be arranged in lots of ways, but it has to be built on the foundation of melody, harmony, and lyrics that I like. Mm-hmm. This song is about unrequited love. To me, it conveys the highs, lows, expectation, despair, and resignation that go along with unrequited love. The arrangement builds in intensity throughout the song while always being restrained by adding instruments and then a second vocal melody line in the final chorus. Mm-hmm. To me, this evokes the building yet held back emotions that come with unrequited love. It ends with a couple of slowed down snare tom hits and then the Wurlitzer softly on its own, evoking a wistful feeling.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's worth noting that the drums are it's kind of cool the way he builds the drums as the song goes, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, when I'm doing MIDI drums, I rarely mess around with crashes or toms or anything or fills, you know? And I'm just not as great at it, you know? But I think he pulls it off really good, you know? That you can actually kind of feel some cool little moves that he does in the drums.
I'm not good at it either.
No, yeah.
You know.
I might be even better on a drum kit than I am sequencing.
I'm useless on a drum kit.
I can finally say that kind of. But still not a lot of fills, that's for sure. Anyways, one device he uses a few times in this song was to substitute a major chord where the diatonic version would have been a minor chord. Mm-hmm. And he kind of talks about a few of those places. This song is broken up to verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. And then the bridge, and then finally the chorus one more time. So you want to talk about what he's saying?
Sure, we can do that a little bit. So first of all, he's talking about at the end of the phrase, is a word from you too much to ask, bar 29.
Yeah, in the pre-chorus.
In the pre-chorus, I'm looking for, yeah, what we have here is a major 3 chord. Mm-hmm. In this is C major, right?
Yes, C major.
Yeah, I ought to look at stuff like that.
So it'd normally be an E minor, but it's an E major, huh?
So it would normally be an E minor, but this is an E major. Chromatic mediant, right? You know, very, very perfect neo-Riemannian substitution.
Now it ties together, huh?
Yeah, and even preceded by, so if this is our 1 chord, even preceded by, what are we doing here? 6, and then the traditional 3, right? Mm-hmm. To which he then adds, you know, the G sharp.
Picardy third.
Picardy third is usually just the 1. And unless you want to say this modulated E minor, which I don't, I think this is just sort of chromatic motion through mediant relations, which is just a very convoluted way of saying, you know, borrowing the 3.
Does Picardy third mainly just happen at the end of a piece then?
It happens at the end of a, actually, yeah.
It's not merely the action of going from minor to major then?
No, it is not. It is a very specific thing where a key that ends in the minor, a key that is in the minor key ends on the major of that minor key.
Okay, well, scratch that what I said about the Picardy third, but I'll keep it in there just so people will know the difference.
Okay.
Clearly I didn't. Okay, so anyways.
So there's that.
And then the chorus.
And then in the chorus.
And we're going to try and point all these out because, like I said, there's words to this, but you don't hear it in the recording.
Yeah, so it's hard to get that across.
But
so
we'll put this on the website so you can read along.
Absolutely.
And see the words.
Absolutely. In the meantime, Jeremy has very helpfully circled some stuff. There's a 5 of 2 chord. Moving to 2. So in the key of C major, right? We have this A major chord, which moves to D minor.
Yep, 2.
Yeah, 2 in the next phase. You know, before moving to a more a more common 5/7 in the phrase.
Right, and that occurs on the downbeat of a word he uses to break the rhyme scheme, noise, which doesn't rhyme with the other words. So he's offering a jarring effect in two ways: to break the rhyme scheme and also to add this chromaticism.
Yeah. To my ears, that is that just sounds good.
Right?
It's not especially jarring. But then again, some of the stuff I've heard over the years.
Right. Yeah.
A
lot of things sound pretty tame, I think, when you've...
Yeah. I mean, after you've heard Charles Ives' cluster chords, is like... yeah, then, you're pretty... Five of 2 isn't that, it doesn't just rock your world anymore. But I do get what he's going at here, and it's definitely on the right track in terms of using sort of harmony to sort of create the emotional feeling.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of word painting exactly.
Right.
And if you had just used a bunch of noise there on the word noise, that wouldn't have struck me very hard because I'm not.
But to most listeners, it might have been a little too jarring.
Yeah.
Overbearing the point.
Yeah. What he did instead of that, I actually like a lot better, which is just sort of trying to use the fluctuations of these harmonies to create fluctuations in sort of the emotional vibe of the song there,
And then in other places, I think he uses a major chord where there would have been a minor chord on the word smile, which we'll point out also.
Yeah, well, on the word resignation.
Well, there's a mood of resignation.
There's a mood of resignation. Yeah.
And then the smile is like a forced smile. The protagonist is having to force a smile.
With a 5 of 5 chord.
Yes.
Forcing that smile. Because what he wants to do is...
Bless you.
Is just be in minor, good at minor 2, right? Right? But instead he's having to be cheery. Yeah.
So listen to what he says about the bridge. He says, the Phrygian dominant bridge ramps up the emotion somewhat while still being restrained. It is Phrygian dominant because of the raised third. So Phrygian with the raised third. That makes it dominant.
Correct. Okay.
And so the chord structure is very simple on this bridge, going back and forth between the 1 and the flat 2 chord, the Neapolitan chord.
Yeah.
And this constant back and forth and never going very far evokes the self-doubt and paralysis that comes with unrequited love. Unrequited?
I say unrequited.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, unrequited.
Yeah.
Phrygian dominant also gives it a brooding feel, says he. During the bridge, the guitars are playing quarter notes in the first phrase. Third phrase, they ramp up to 8th notes and finally increasing to 16th notes in the 4th phrase.
So the Phrygian dominant... That would be the Phrygian dominant scale.
Yeah. And the melody kind of rides all over that, Na,
yeah.
na, na, na. So, but anyways, back to those the guitars picking up as they do. This imparts a sense of growing urgency in contrast with the melody, which remains at a constant pattern of quarter and 8th notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tension is finally released at the return of the chorus, which closes out the piece with a feeling of acceptance, but no proper resolution. Now, when he says that, a question for you. He ends on the 1, but he goes a 5-6-1.
I'm trying to find the end now. Here it is. Okay.
So yeah, it's certainly not a perfect authentic cadence, but I wouldn't say it's not a resolution. I mean, yeah.
I can see how it sort of sounds like he's starting another chord progression, but it just kind of ends there.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also agree that it may not be entirely unresolved, or because that 5-7 is only a couple chords back,
right?
And 6, as we've discussed previously, is a very decent substitution for 1.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's what makes a deceptive cadence in the first place. So yeah, so that's an interesting question to ponder. I think it would come down to your subjective hearing.
Yeah.
How much resolution do you hear in that particular chorus?
Well, I tell you what, let's give it another listen.
Excellent
and
idea.
See if we can call out some of these parts.
Indeed.
And then see how you guys feel about the resolution at the very end. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
One more time. This is Floating in Separate Worlds. Music and lyrics by Steven from an undisclosed subterranean location. This is kind of an intro. Just setting us up. So here we go, verse 1. Going from 3 to 2 to 5, huh?
Yeah.
Here's pre-chorus 1.
Here comes the upcoming borrowed chord.
Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
Questioning, raising.
It kind of works.
Yep. Chorus. Oh no. I guess that's still the chorus.
That's the chorus.
Yeah. I'll shut up.
5 of 2.
Yeah, there you
2.
go.
5, 7.
That was where they broke the rhyme scheme.
Yep.
Verse 2. With the kick drum. Little Tom. So 5. 4. 6 and 3. Pre-chorus number 2. Little feeling of resignation. That was the forced smile just then. With the 5 of 5.
Yep.
Back in the second chorus. Here's that bridge. You hear the guitar? Now the guitars do eighth notes.
So this is the Phrygian dominant section.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Big mood change. There's those 16th notes. Psycho. And now we're back at the chorus. Which feels better than it just did. We're kind of out of the madness. Here we go with 5 of 2.
Yep.
2, 5, 6, 6, 1. Huh.
Yeah, that one sounded very, very satisfying to
How
me.
about that? Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I do find some interesting things going on in the chord changes in the verse and the chord changes in the chorus. So he tends to hang around on the diatonic minor chords. Sometimes they function. Sometimes it's more a question of substitution. I feel like there's a lot of things that we could call diatonic substitution here, just like in the last piece, honestly. But I have noticed that the verses kind of hang around, and there's a lot of 2s, there's a lot of 3s, there's a lot of 6s, and sort of the same thing when you get to the pre-chorus, although that does end on 5. When you get to the chorus, there's more major 1s, major 4s, and major 5s. So he sort of created a sense of contrast here by emphasizing minor keys in the verse and emphasizing, or minor chords rather, in the verse and emphasizing major chords in the chorus.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, kind of subtle little things like that, right?
Yeah, good stuff.
That make music happen.
Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Nice song.
thank you, Steven.
I want to hear you sing it sometime.
Yeah, Steven, next time you got to send it to us with your voice. Because it ain't that bad. We've heard it before.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on, shall we?
Indeed. Let's.
Joshua Ansley, out of Collingswood, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. We first met Joshua back in 2021, episode 106. Mm-hmm. And some of you may know him as the bassist for Catch-22, Hurt, and Streetlight Manifesto. Now, he found us because he started teaching lessons and wanted to know more about theory, and now he does.
Oh, good.
Clearly. And he also has a new album release for his current project, Least of Thieves.
Ah.
And on this album, the song Spike the Rails will be the first one you hear. What does Josh have to say about this song, Matt?
Josh says the writing and recording process was interesting. There are as many as 9 horn layers in that song at times. I did listen to this one beforehand, spoiler alert.
How about that, yeah.
And yeah, there are lots and lots of horns.
A little bit of rockabilly, huh?
Yeah. Well, like...
We don't want to spoil it.
We don't want to spoil it, yeah. Jamie Egan and I wrote line by line with rough recordings of all the parts. He is very specific with his harmonizing, what gets stacked and what pitches get left out. We were going for a chaotic cityscape that emulated the destruction of a train wreck, starting with the first dissonant chord. Then I went into Logic with MIDI and digitized everything, moving stuff around and making it a little more funky and cohesive.
Always fun.
Oh, yeah. Then we had someone transcribe and edit that and hired some pros to come in and lay it down. Lyrically, it's about how both parties in dysfunctional relationships can be setting themselves up for absolute destruction with their own manipulations. That's how we derailed the train. Megan's vocal harmonies were a huge asset to the song. As well, she nailed some subtle differences that made it so haunting.
Yes, and he's referring to Megan Bailey, his music and life partner.
Very nice.
And we'll hear that. It's kind of subtle in the background, but it almost adds an extra effect to his voice, which we'll also hear.
Do I have? Yeah, here I have a score for this too.
And just like everyone else's, we'll put a score. We'll put this. Actually, the score itself is just the horns.
Yeah,
it's just a horn arrangement. 9 pieces, 9 parts.
Nice.
Yeah. And so, first of all, you guys are going to get a masterclass in horn arrangement. You're about to hear it, man. And which, like I said, Josh has been kind enough to share, so we'll put that up on the site.
Awesome.
As you know, horns evoke flat keys.
Yes, they do.
And this one is in D minor.
Yes, it is.
So you're going to hear kind of a droning D in the bass and guitar, kind of crunchy, fuzzy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Only lower. And then really, and then the melody is kind of mainly on 1 and 3. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so, and there's really not a lot of chord changes, you know, and you don't always need that.
Right.
Listen for this, that weird chord he was talking about, the dissonant chord was actually Neapolitan. So, but actually, and I'm not great at reading transposed instruments, but I think it's Neapolitan add 2 and add 6. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jamie and Josh, but yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So it'd be like, and so on. He'll do a better job of than I can. So anyways, this is Joshua Ansley on bass, vocals, guitar, and production. Megan Bailey on background vocals. Brian Prokop on drums and co-writer. Matt Higgins on sax. Joe Goulis on trumpet. Ian Gray on trombone. And this is arranged by Jamie Egan and mastered by Angel Mark Lloyd. Jamie Egan was also in those bands, some of those bands with him. Catch-22 and whatnot.
Right.
So this is Spike the Rails by Least of Thieves.
I laid down the tracks for you, baby. You tied yourself down when no one knows you're there.
ground starts to shaking. You're thinking maybe it's too late now. My whistle cuts through the cold night air. Around the bend and see your dress so wet. Terror spreads your lips and outpours everything. Take a deep breath, these moments are the worst it gets. The steamroller's coming and in 3, 2, 1, it's bang! 2, 1, it's bang! Slip down your spikes and strode across my rim. Your damsel in distress and pleads for help or fame. Just like all the others, your heel got caught without fail. I see your curves ahead, but I won't grip the brake. Around the bend and see your dress so wet. Terror spreads your lips and outpours everything. Take a deep breath, these moments are the best it gets. The steamroller's coming and in 3, 2, 1, it's bang! 2, 1, it's bang! Now we both wear the chains. That's how we derail this train. Watch as we go down in flames.
Yeah, that's a ride.
That's a ride. You know,
Those horn players, man.
no kidding. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
And the drum player, I mean, everything about that was just fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
the singing, nice and strong vocals,
Yeah.
background vocals. I picture a train like speeding along, but there's also more going on. Like maybe there's a car up alongside it and someone's trying to jump across. There's a lot of action going on here. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah,
That was a great tune.
Yeah,
I love those horns.
yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Greatly
and,
mixed, greatly produced.
Harmonically, it is kind of an exploration of D, but it's an interesting one because everybody's doing different things in D. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And really, to me, the horns kind of give it because the bass, I guess the rhythm track is kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, kind of got that in the trumpets. That kind of
there's
those maybe not been the right notes, but
No, that was a harmony, and I know that harmony was there in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool
Yeah,
stuff.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It was a good song.
Kind of down and dirty. you know,
Yeah.
with the grittiness and everything. I like some grit.
Oh yeah.
True grit.
That was nice.
So one more thing. Thank you again for sharing that, Joshua.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. And that was Least of Thieves. Joshua was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's disease and has begun to lose his ability to play.
Oh no.
He's been in contact with a New Jersey-based musicians for Parkinson's charity called Light of Day. And he will be speaking this year at the annual Winterfest, and his band Least of Thieves, who you just heard, will be performing there on January 16th of 2026 at the Stone Pony in Asbury Park in New Jersey.
Nice.
So he's pretty stoked about the Parkinson's advocacy and playing music are kind of two things that are coming together in this project. And so if you want to support that, check out Light of Day and check out Joshua Ansley and Least of Thieves in Jersey if you can. But if not, you can find them on Spotify, iTunes, and all the main platforms. Or you can check out their website, leastofthieves.com, for more info.
Nice.
Great stuff.
Great stuff.
Let's move on, shall we?
Indeed.
All right, now this is Jake Winieki out of New York. Oh, and by the way, let me just back up real quick. Who you just heard, Joshua Ansley, was one of our newer composers, one of the 2 non-reunion composers here.
Nice.
And this is the third.
Okay.
Or this is the second one.
This is, okay.
Of 2. So this is Jake Winieki, and this piece is called Patio Talk. Jake is out of New York, and he's always been a fan of guitar and first started playing at 14, inspired by Jimi Hendrix, Jerry Garcia, and Neil Young. You know, what's not to inspire, right?
Really?
Never had a formal lessons, but managed to also pick up the mandolin and bass thanks to the internet, he says. And honestly, hey, if I can learn how to write code and design a website on the internet, what cannot be learned on the internet? He had his first live performance experience back in college at Binghamton, is that right?
Binghamton.
University, New York, with his duo at the time, Ginger Ale. And after that, he continued to create his own music. His interest in modes inspired by Ryu Fukui brought him to us.
Oh, wow.
And he is currently creating under the name Weather for Lovers, and he just released his 7th album.
Oh, nice.
Quite prolific. So the piece we're about to hear is going to be called Patio Talk, and this is on his 6th album titled Patio Talk.
Okay.
So, and again, this is Jacob Winieki, but if you're looking it up, you're going to look for Weather for Lovers. Here we go. And then out like that.
Nice out, yeah.
Yeah,
He faked us out with that out a whole bunch of times.
Fake this out.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we have it.
Yeah.
What does Jake have to say about this, Matt?
Jake says, my goal with all of this is to share my music with the world because it has meant so much to me in ways I can't even describe. I really found comfort in playing guitar and writing songs as a teenager when I was going through a very rough time in my life. I was actually born with spina bifida, which left me with a lot of issues with my right foot. Unfortunately, when I was 16, I had to have it amputated. Between that and the other 23 surgeries I've had, I have always found that music allows me to express ideas and feelings that I can't otherwise articulate with something as limiting as words.
23 surgeries.
Wow, yeah. Needless to say, making and playing music has become my life's passion in ways that are a lot more important to me than trying to become famous or anything like that. The song consists of a rhythm guitar track, lead guitar track, bass track, which is also played on the same guitar, and a backing drum track. This is the one where I couldn't figure out the exact chords I used. Like most of my music, the title came after it was fully completed, and I had made an association with the song from listening to it over and over, and my wife actually helping me work through the bass line while sitting out on our patio, of course.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, patio talk.
Patio talk. There you go.
The bass line does sound conversational a little.
It does, and when we play it, I got a few fun things to say about that bass line, actually.
Oh, excellent! Yeah.
So let's see here. The chord, real quick. He was asking about the chords. And I think I kind of got what he's doing here. So if you listen to the bass line, which is the melody, which is also the bass line, you're gonna hear this that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And then the second part. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that leads me to think that this is in B minor, right?
That sounds B minor-ish, yeah.
The melody would say so, but the chords he's talking about, we start the song off with this E minor kind of thing. Oh wait, I'm sorry. So E minor to B minor, basically E minor to B minor. So it's either 4 to 1 in B minor, or it's 1 to 5 in E minor, right? Can you dig it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think that if those chord progressions, if the chord progression was all there was, it would be very ambiguous. Mm-hmm. We've actually run into this before, right? We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I think it was about G to C once.
That whole Mixolydian thing.
Yeah. If it was just left up to the chord progressions, it would be pretty ambiguous. I think the bass melody does sort of define B minor. To my ears, anyway, which makes those chord progressions 4 to 1. Which, we had a song earlier that started with a 4 to a 1.
Yeah.
Right? So it is definitely something that happens.
It ain't so crazy, but it's interesting when it happens over a 1 bass line, right?
Yeah.
So, So with that in mind, let's hear this one more time, huh?
Yep.
With our yammering. You'll notice that we don't talk during the singers, and that's because
because they're singing.
They're in conflict with the lyrics. I think that would drive more listeners crazy, I think.
Yeah. But we drive enough listeners crazy.
Which we're about to do now. So one more time, this is a patio talk from Weather for Lovers, a.k.a. Jacob Winieki. I really dig this MIDI drum sound. It's a cool beat too.
Yeah.
There's mystery chords now. We got E minor, B minor, right there. Here comes that bass.
Yeah, see that to me that defines B minor.
Yeah. And I love how not only is the bass taking the melody, but it starts on the upbeat.
Yeah.
Very much rebel move for a bass, but it works. And also, it would have never occurred to me that this was a guitar with an octave down effect. This sounds like a bass to me. But he actually played the bass line on the guitar.
Yeah. I was trying to decide if I would get fooled.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I might.
I was fooled until I found out.
Yeah.
There's that solo guitar he was talking about. Very tasteful break. Great tone too. I like his tone. The guitar tone. Back into the main theme. Oh. You know what I hear? I feel like, Matt, don't you feel like we're like driving down LA Strip?
Yeah.
Like kind of dusk, you know?
Yeah, kind of as the sun's going down.
The wind blowing in your hair, slow motion. Sunglasses, convertible. The wind not so much blowing through my hair. And this is going back out the way we came, coming up. Oh, also listen to that fuzz guitar doubling the melody.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Just add a little variety. And then everything just kind of would go out the way we came in with this guitar part. It ends on that B minor.
I want to maybe retract my former statement. When I ask myself, well, what note is the tonic? That note sounds like the tonic to me, and that's E.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Boy, oh, boy. I mean, if I didn't even have that bass line, I was just going like, dig this new chords. Yeah. I would say that's so minor 1 to minor 5. You know, that feels like a minor 1 to minor 5. So
yeah.
Huh. And it's no wonder he had some confusion with those chords because we're still kind of going back and forth ourselves on it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's fascinating.
Very well done, Jacob. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. I wonder if we could make a polytonal argument. I could probably make a polytonal argument.
I bet you could. I bet you could better than I could.
Well, anyway.
Polytonal being...
Let's not get into that.
Playing two tonal centers at one time.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, we want to thank you again for sending that.
Indeed. Thank you, Jake.
You can hear Jake's music on SoundCloud under Weather for Lovers. So go listen, like, and share.
Indeed, yeah.
All right. Now we're moving on here. We got our good friend Keith Andrews.
Keith Andrews.
Friend of ours.
Longtime friend of ours.
Friend of Ducks.
Friend of Ducks.
Keith hails from Arlington.
Friend of the Statue of Liberty, as we...
empathizer.
Empathizer, at least.
The Statue of Liberty.
She's going thusly some hard times.
Thusly a fan. Keith hails from Arlington, Texas, and is one of our most prolific songwriters, I will say that.
Oh, yes.
He returns to the show with this piece, Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
What does Keith have to say about this one, Matt?
Keith says, my Statue of Liberty song started with an image sparked by a line in Paul Simon's masterpiece, American Tune. For a time, with everything going on these days, I had that song on repeat in my head. The line, I dreamed I was flying, and high up above my eyes could clearly see the Statue of Liberty sailing away to sea, has always been striking to me, but it lands as a real gut punch these days. After having marinated my brain on that song the night before, one morning I awoke with an image in my head of the Statue of Liberty ambling down the road headed off into the sunset. As I took it in, my mind went to what next? Where will she go? What will she do? Mm-hmm. It occurred to me just how few alternative career options there might be for a giant green girl who's been doing the same job for 150 years.
Uh-huh.
From there came this goofy, sad little tune such as it is. This time the recording is just me in my home studio with my fledgling audio engineering skills. I learned a lot putting this one together. Mm-hmm. Thanks for giving it a spin. The Ducks send their best, as always.
Keith feeds ducks at the park, and then one time he messed up his hand trying not to step on one of them. But he still loves them, and
he's
kind Keith. He's a very kind man.
Indeed.
Okay, so here's what to listen for. This is interesting. Honestly... This one is fairly standard in terms of the progressions one might use in the country swing genre, kind of like this is.
Yeah.
And what Keith did, Sneaky Keith, was he tuned down a half step and did it in a G major chord patterns, right? But this is really an F sharp major, so just
because he's down tuned a half step. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it.
But for the sake of playing in the same key as the song, I'm going to try this in F sharp major. So a cool thing that he does add some good chromaticism here, and so. We're in F sharp, so this is 1, F sharp. He makes it he adds a 7th, so it becomes a 5 of 4 to 4/7.
Yeah.
And then 1, 5, 1, 5.
Yeah.
And then, how about that?
Is that a 5 minor 9?
You know, I had to listen to it 100 times and get on my piano, but it turns out this is actually a C sharp augmented chord. He just goes from a 5. He raises the 5th, basically.
He raises the 5th. Okay.
Right there. there. Sneaky Keith. But that sounds cool as hell, doesn't it?
Yeah, so 5 augmented.
Yeah, and that leads into the chorus, which is going to be 4 to 5 to 1. And then we had a 5 of 2 to 5. I'm sorry, I said 5 of 2. We have a 5 of
5 to 5.
5 of 5 to 5. And then again, he does that weird thing. So listen for that. We got some cool chromaticism happening. We got a 5 of 5, and then we have this
5 augmented
5 chord turning into a 5 augmented chord, and then going to somehow leading very well into the 4 chord from
5 augmented is actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's considered an extended dominant harmony.
Dominant.
Yeah, it's in all the theory books.
I think we talked about it
as harmonic extensions. I think so. Like 5 augmented, and then 5/6 and 5/9. Or yeah.
So this song, maybe it's borderline political. I don't know, but we try not to get too political on the shows. But
right.
I think what offsets it is the sense of humor involved in the storyline and the metaphors. And one of my favorite parts is it ain't easy for a giant green girl. It ain't easy out there for a giant green girl. So let's hear.
It almost has a Flight of the Conchords feel.
I can see that. I can see that. So let's see what's up with Statue of Liberty. This is Keith Andrews' Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty just ain't what she used to be. Since she lost her sobriety, dropped out of society, started drifting around up and down from town to town. Well, she lost her job, then she lost hope. She lost her mind, just trying to cope. It ain't easy out there for a giant green girl. Oh, say, can you see where her light used to be? There, shining bright, where there's now just a dark spot on the night. Well, she got a job as a cell tower. She liked watching the birds, she liked watching the flowers, but her tears kept scrambling all the calls. Then she moved on to work as a ski lift. She didn't mind her toes stuck in the snowdrift, but the skiers started swinging every time she sighed. Oh, say, can you see where her light used to be? There, shining bright, where there's now just a dark spot on the night. Well, she hired on as an air traffic control tower. She didn't mind the noise, she didn't mind the hours, but all the controllers went flying when she hung her head. Well, she hawked her torch and she hawked her crown. She held onto her tablet to keep her head off the ground. In the night when she stood proud in her dreams, oh, say, can you see what her light used to be? There, shining bright, where there's now just a dark spot on the night. Well, she wouldn't hesitate at all, should she ever get a call and receive an invitation to return to to her former occupation. The Statue of Liberty just ain't what she used to be since she lost her sobriety, dropped out of society, started drifting around up and down from town to town.
Boom. Hey, and I want to remind you guys that Keith actually did all this. This is all Keith.
Yeah, wow.
He used sequencing drumming software called Easy Drummer, but everything else is that's that awesome little guitar solo at the end.
Yeah.
And in his own home studio. And I think I should give him props for the production value on that.
It's good. It's very good.
He's always had a great voice and a great songwriting and a great sense of humor, a good sense of wordplay.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a great stuff. So
Nice work, Keith.
we appreciate that, Keith. Thank you for sending that in. Now we have Edward Bender.
Edward Bender
Edward Thomas Bender, if you're looking him up.
from upstate New York.
Yes, sir. Also no stranger to the show, Edward Thomas Bender from upstate New York, as we say, first shared his piece Nostalgia with us on episode 140, which is our most recent listener compositions episode.
Right.
But again, he boldly raised his hand and said, hey, I got one for you, when we begged for him. And thank God he did, because this is actually quite a piece here.
Yeah.
He says that after listening to our Sonata episode 10 times, he decided...
That's a lot.
Yeah. He decided he would try and write his own. Matt, what does Edward say about this Lost Sonata?
So Edward says, when I was writing the song, I had an ailing family member that wasn't going to make it. There were many months of uncertainty /changes/surprises, etc. They were the type that preferred to keep to themselves, so I didn't see them during this difficult process for the family. It was during that time that I was feeling a bit helpless and lost with the situation, yet wanting to also remember the best of my now dearly departed family member. So this was the main trigger for the piece, but I also wanted to express a feeling of being lost more generally, as it is something I have always struggled with. As I go on the journey through this sonata, I see it as a winding path to some sort of home. There are many twists and turns on the way and a spectrum of emotions that eventually leads me to some level of peace.
All right. And I will say that this is not the first time on this episode that the struggles of life have resulted in beautiful music. You know?
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and give this piece a listen, shall we?
Indeed.
This is a sonata. This is called Lost Sonata from Edward Thomas Bender. Wow, huh?
Very nice.
Very nice.
I am actually exceptionally impressed with how well this does follow sonata form.
Okay.
This is legit sonata form. I don't know what else I would call it at all.
There you go, Edward.
Yeah. Even some of the little details about sonata form that a lot of people kind of miss when they want to, just toss off something in sonata form are actually dealt with very well here.
Are you looking in my general direction?
Present company excluded. I'm not talking about anybody in this room necessarily.
No.
But yeah, no, this is a very good sonata form and a very beautiful piece. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed listening to it. Jeremy might have noticed a couple of smiles on my faces a couple of times.
Oh yeah.
Because there were moments that definitely reminded me of Chopin and something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was kind of feeling that. And it made me feel sort of Chopin-esque. I also felt Chopin-esque, like in the middle of the development, sort of because there was a common tone modulation.
In the
Particularly proud of that.
the development.
Yeah, in the development, because he is in the key of G sharp minor, and then uses the G sharp as a modulatory technique to C sharp minor. So he manages to modulate a fourth away by use of a common tone. That was pretty awesome.
Well, you want to give us a little preamble for the theory, as we're kind of doing now, but he kind of gave us a nice little layout here.
Yeah, he did kind of break it down well for us. So the introduction established the key of A minor, 1, 4, augmented 6, 5 to cadential motion.
With those augmented chords again, huh?
Yeah, an augmented 6 chord, huh? Somebody's been listening to theory podcasts. Has some suspensions to make it a little dreamy and to preview the later material. If you think of the augmented 6 as a 5/7 chord with the root of the flat 6, instead of keeping all the notes as in the German or omitting the 5th like in the Italian, I am omitting the 3rd instead, so it's none of the standard augmented 6 chords. Cheeky.
How about that?
That's actually a Hungarian minor 6.
That's cool as hell, Matt.
I know, right?
We haven't talked about that one yet, huh?
We've never talked about it. It's kind of a fringe augmented 6 chord.
All right, I have to make a mental note on that one.
Yeah, okay. But it's functioning the same way. I did this to help the counterpoint, since every episode is a counterpoint episode. Is this still an augmented 6 chord, and what is it called? I'd love to know.
There you go, Matt.
I want to look it up to be super duper sure, but I want to say that's a Hungarian minor 6. There's also a Dutch minor 6, and I don't even know, or a Dutch augmented 6, and I don't even know what that is.
Another one of those geography-based weird
Yeah,
words.
all the augmented 6 are geography-based, and but it's one of those.
That's cool.
Yeah. The primary theme, hanging out on 1 and 7, both are modified. The heavens heavily so. Could maybe think of it as a messed up 5.
Oh, the 7 chord? Yeah.
I actually did kind of think the harmony was sort of suspended between 7 and 5. Then a 4 to 5 half cadence makes it to a 5 of 5, then to minor 5, then goes into the transition. So this is great sonata work. This is straight out of sonata theory.
Setting us up for the transition.
Yeah, the 5 of 5, moving to the 5. I structured this somewhat normally with a half cadence, then an authentic cadence, but at the same time, the 1 chord in this part is always tied up with this B to give it a recurring lament. I also hold the last note in each bar to the next bar to keep the harmonies flowing. That is neat. There's a lot of Beethoven sonatas, and this happens too, because right now he's in the minor 5. Eventually he will be in, for the actual secondary theme, he's in the major 3. So this is something that Beethoven did a lot. Because when you're in a minor key sonata form, you've got these 2 options, right? You can go to the minor 5.
Okay.
So make it just like a major key sonata, but minor. Or because it's minor, you can go to the 3, because people often modulate to the 3 in minor. There are Beethoven sonatas and his string quartets, especially, where he kind of does both.
Yeah.
He kind of has a section that's in minor 5, and then he has a section that's in major 3. So Beethoven elements here.
Very nice. That's a compliment.
Oh yeah.
You heard Chopin, we've heard Beethoven. I mean,
The chord progression in E minor is 1 3 5 2 sus 4 2 5.
this is the transition we're talking about.
Yes. More driven by counterpoint, where only one voice is moving by half or whole step at a time until the 5, so it flows nicely. Then finding myself in B major, leading to a G7 chord, which brings me to C and the secondary theme. And the secondary theme, 1 3 4 5 1. Very, very easy. Secondary themes in sonata forms are generally simple.
Okay, because what I just heard hurt my head a little bit.
1 to 3, so 1 and then a substitution of 3, then just 4 5 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So this acts as a bit of a resolution, but the 3 to 4 gives it a bit of emotional weight. Right. The closing theme, also in C major. He really did listen to that episode a lot. Conclusively ends the joyride, but in the wrong key, as is standard. Absolutely is it standard to end in the wrong key. So then we're going to repeat and we're going to do it all again. Also, the first go around, I end on an 8-8-3 chord in C major, which is no fifth, right? So 3 C's and an E.
Yeah. Open fifth chord.
Right, yeah. In order to carry into the A minor that is coming when I start the primary theme again, pedal down to keep the harmony flowing. Very, very, very cool. So he's got those 3 C's and an E, so you just add the A and it's going to flow when he does the repeat, and we end up back in A minor.
Good old common tones.
Good old common tones. Yeah, that's been the theme to this
Hasn't it?
episode.
I love how we tie all these together.
Development starts with an alteration of the primary theme in G sharp minor. It then goes into a cinematic feel with the left hand keeping the alteration of the primary theme in G sharp minor,
Which is very cool.
while the right hand plays an alteration of the secondary theme in B major.
Aha! Is this polytonality thing you speak of?
Is this the polytonality thing I speak of? Only if he kept it in B major. You could maybe call it that though, and I'm looking for where exactly in the development I'm supposed to be looking at this. Okay, I'm in G sharp. And the right hand plays. You know, I'm always pro polytonality. I would worry that other people who are less pro polytonality than me would quibble. That this is analyzable just all in G sharp.
Well, should I just nix the whole polytonality?
No, that's okay. As a polytonal composer myself, my opinion is always, if it's polytonal to you, then it's polytonal. You know, if that's the idea if that's the way you conceived of it and got the notes on the page that way, then, you know, who's to say you're not doing it right?
Well, he's implying one key in his left hand and the one key and another key in the other hand, you know, so to me, that by definition is kind of polytonal, right? Yeah,
and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole on polytonality, but, you know, if you're...
Which we actually have not done an episode on yet, so...
True.
This should be coming up soon.
Yeah, but so, you know, it depends on, you know, how implied that B major is, right? So if you're... right? That sounds very polytonal to me, or it can, because you got... Right? Get out of that sort of seventh, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're just over here kind of, and then, right, then you know, if you're just kind of doing half-step stuff like that, then the question becomes, you know, is kind of going to B to A, etc. Is that enough to say, well, that is an expression of B minor, right? And again, I'm always pro polytonality, but, you know, other people quibble with me and argue with me, and I've had fights. So I'm just trying to protect you, Edward.
Yeah. Well,
so but there's that. Other stuff. It is interesting here because I'm almost establishing G sharp and B as simultaneous tonics. Well, that's totally. I would love to talk to him more about this. And, you know, my dissertation, which is on polytonality, is available online.
Oh, yeah.
Or I will happily email Edward a copy.
Yeah.
You know, if he's more interested in simultaneous tonics, because that's a particular spot of interest for me.
Totally. For most of us, I imagine.
Yeah. Sure, but then back to B with minor chord, so an interesting symmetry with an almost double resolution. After this comes the pedal G sharp that carries us through the fast part of the development. I pedal it because it ends up being the leading tone to A, so it becomes key to the dominant lock. Very nice. Very nice. I use the same chord progression as the transition above. He's talking about this part that has all these 16th notes in it, which me was, if I may pull in one more composer that's reminiscent of, Ludovico Einaudi.
Oh.
And that last name is spelled, I believe I'm correct in this, Einaudi. Very beautiful piano composer. Does this kind of thing a lot. Everybody should check him out. And definitely kind of brought him to mind that part. But the recapitulation, not much to say except the transition was rewritten to be brief circle of fifths motion with less tension and just a bit of dreamy vibe instead to bring us back to the final tonic, which is A major.
As opposed to A minor.
This is another decision you have to make when you're doing a minor key sonata. You have options.
Yeah.
You can bring it back to the original key of A minor or decide that the tonic is good enough and do, when this part of the exposition was C major, make it A major, right?
Is that acceptable in the major keys also to do the recapitulation in
In major keys, it is less common that the mode will have changed.
Yeah, I
right?
feel like you're implying that there's more options with the minor keys.
There is.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
there totally is, yeah.
Got it.
So, because in a major key sonata, most likely you will have modulated from the major 1 to the major 5, right? Mm-hmm. So when you get to the recapitulation, everything's in major anyway. You just keep it in 1. But in a minor key, you have the option of, do I go all the way back all the way back to the key of A minor, which was what I started with, right? Mm-hmm. Or do I respect the fact that the exposition ended in a major key and make that A major?
Right.
The tonic has to be A all the way through. That's what recapitulation is, right?
Yeah.
But so you do have sort of those options. In this case, our composer chose the latter, chose to be A major, show respect to the ending in a major mode that happened, and keep it in A major, even though the tonic stayed the same all the way through, which is what the recap does.
Most respectful.
I think with all of the lamenting and dissonance that I build up in so much of the piece, the final closing theme in A major sounds very final. So we have found our way home at long last.
At long last.
Yeah, very nice. Very. Again, I'm impressed with how well this works its way through the conventions of sonata form. Good job.
Yeah. And of course, we're about to give it another listen. But first off, long before I read this backstory, when I heard this, it conjured a somber atmosphere and more specifically grief to me.
Yeah.
When I heard this, without ever hearing the backstory.
Oh, that's amazing.
Also, the historian in me has grown to appreciate these backstories almost as much as the pieces themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'm currently writing something. Mm-hmm. Words, not music. I'm writing a thing.
All right.
And I'm at this part where I'm sort of ruminating a lot on music as representational. Mm-hmm. So music has no codified representational language the way words does, right? Mm-hmm. What I mean by that is there's no chord that is a tree.
Yeah.
Right? There's no melody that is grief. Mm-hmm. There's no instrument that is just water flowing.
Yeah, right.
There is no sort of one-to-one this means that in music. All of it is subjective. Mm-hmm. So you start wondering, where does the emotion in music come from? And people argue about this. Mm-hmm. Rather poorly in some cases, better in other cases. So when you sit down to write a piece of music, you have no ability really to communicate to the listener what it is that you're feeling. Mm-hmm. Not really. You can. It is this sort of game of telephone through these combination of notes that create an emotional context, right? Mm-hmm. So, I sit down to write a piece and I want to write a piece about grief. You may interpret my piece about grief as, like laying beside a lake shore on a foggy day or something, right? And not only is there nothing I can do about that, there's really nothing I want to do about that, right?
Yeah.
Because to try to say, no, this piece means this is sort of trampling on other people's experience.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, good point.
You know?
And creativity, for that matter.
And their
Imagination.
creativity, yeah, and imagination, and doing a disservice to your own music, because I think one of the beautiful things about music is the fact that it has no ingrained context, right? You know, like if I use the word tree to you, you know, you're going to think of a tree. The word tree means tree. Now you may think of a different kind of tree than I did, but there's the same basic categorical idea there, right? If I played for you, on the other hand, right, that has no direct one-on-one meaning. So you know, you are having to bring that meaning to it,
Right.
right?
I might describe it differently than somebody else might.
You're almost certain to, in point of fact, and I think that's what the beauty of music is that can mean so much to so many different people.
You know? And then to me, it's cool to finally learn what they really had in mind, you know?
And then, see how close you were?
And how it compares to how close I was. In this case, quite close, actually.
Yeah. But there you have it.
Well, cool, man. Well, let's go ahead and give this a second listen, shall we?
Yes, let's do.
And then try and remember all that theory we just talked and see if you can point those parts out
Okay.
as we go through it.
All right.
Are you game for it?
I am.
All right. Here we go. One more time. This is Edward Thomas Bender. And this is the Lost Sonata, key of A minor.
Augmented 6 without the third.
This is where we establish ourselves in A minor.
Primary theme.
Reoccurring power chords in the left hand.
Yeah.
He was worried about the parallel fifths and the octaves. That's what I said.
If it makes him feel better, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's what I said. This is
I
kind of,
wouldn't even call that in the left-hand parallel fifths. We can get into that if you want.
this is like a lamenting. The overall mood here is kind of lament.
Right. Beginneth the transition. So we're moving into new keys here. If you
Yeah, I feel like I'm sensing a modulation.
Secondary theme. This is in C major, I think.
Yep. So yeah.
Closing theme.
Little suspension there.
C omit 5.
So now we return back to the top.
Yes, this is the repetition of the exposition.
Primary theme once more.
Gets stuck in your head, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I think I suspect that 9, that B in there, and the A minor has a little bit of the gives it a little bit of that wandering, lost feeling. Transition again?
Yep.
So this is all part of the exposition.
Yes, it is.
I love this part.
Yeah.
G7 brings us to C major.
Brings us to C. Secondary theme.
With a little major lift.
Closing theme. So we've ended in C major twice now.
And that feels like a closing theme, doesn't it? So what we have here? This is the development.
This would be the development. G sharp minor.
This is where he's saying the right hand's playing the secondary theme in B major.
I see.
This is the cinematic style energy he was referring to.
Yeah.
He's resolving down to the B, but in G sharp minor. So we're back to the lament.
Yeah.
This is where he says he's stuck in a lament.
Common tone.
He's saying this is where you're desperate to get out of here.
Yeah, C
It sounds
sharp
like
minor.
What do you call this part? Is this still the development?
Yes. This is the part that reminds me of Unati.
Oh yeah. I love the pedal and I love these 16 note figures? 16 note. So we had a little pause for the tension to build and then they came back into this theme.
And this is the recapitulation. So that G sharp moving up to A.
So we're back in A minor now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this would have been our transition,
Yeah.
but we're kind of moving around the circle of fifths
Yeah.
so as not to end up in a different key.
Yeah. So now we're in A major, right?
We're in A major.
That secondary theme is now being played in A major.
In A major.
Where before it was in C major.
Mm-hmm.
Closing theme.
Yep.
Little suspension kind of in there. And then we're finally at home with a perfect authentic cadence, right?
With a perfect authentic cadence. Yeah.
So, haha.
There's a crash course in sonata form.
Did Edward Thomas Bender do it justice?
Absolutely.
I think he did.
I couldn't have written a better sonata form myself.
I tried and I couldn't. So, man, another funny thing, Edward, he says that when I listened to the final cut, I couldn't help but ask myself how on earth I wrote this or even played it. But I know how, with the fantastic guidance from my friends at Music Student 101 and
There you go.
and a lot of practice.
And a lot of practice.
I'm leaning more towards the practice, and I would say it shows, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Amazing work, man. That was really beautiful. That was just
It was.
And all the theory and thought he put into it, and all the devices and all the attention to detail. And
Oh yeah.
makes it a perfect sonata. So boom.
Yeah, very nice.
Edward, thanks again. Edward Thomas Bender. You can look him up. Actually, there's a YouTube video. If you look up Edward Thomas Bender Lost Sonata, you will see this video of him actually performing it. It's one of those cool things where it's an overhead view of them performing
Oh,
with their
sweet.
fingers,
Yeah.
and the notes come down.
Yeah.
So really, you can learn it if you want to and play along with Edward.
Yeah, well, I've got the score, so...
Yeah, wow. Those of you who don't read music might get something out of that. I might do better without the score on something like that. But anyways, fantastic work.
Yes.
So that kind of brings the episode kind of to a near end.
We've got one more.
We've got one more, and
Saving the best for last.
Oh no, don't say that because I don't want to start any kind of rivalries.
Okay, yeah, right. No, saving the last for last.
Yeah, we don't need any brotherly. We're gonna go out with a special treat here. Just the way we came in with some more lemon-based bluegrass.
So we are lemon bookended.
You can't blame a Bama
Lemon
boy
sandwich.
for loving some of that bluegrass, some of that picking and grinning, can you?
No, of course not.
Brother Matt acknowledging my slipping him up for Chris. Offered me some of his music to help me save face.
Gracious.
My face was doomed from the start, though. You should just know that. But to repay his kindness, we're going to go out with one of his tunes, right?
Very nice.
So, Matt, what does Matt Lemon have to say?
Matt Lemon says, this song was inspired by a time of poor cell service.
Love it.
My wife Mara and I had planned to meet up at the Ohio Renaissance Fair. She went early with friends, and my brother Chris and I came later with the kids. We tried in vain to call each other and find each other amid thousands of fairgoers. Eventually, we gave up and found each other back at the house later. But at least I got a song out of it.
Yeah, there you go. That's taking lemons and making lemonade.
Absolutely.
So that's a little bit of the backstory.
Yeah.
This is so now we have what I call brotherly bluegrass bookends for this episode.
Brotherly bluegrass bookends.
And then after you hear this, you can go back to the beginning and draw some lemon-based comparisons. Like, I can barely tell the difference. Okay. This is Matt singing the last song, and Chris is singing the first song. So if you go straight to the beginning of the episode and hear Chris sing, you barely can tell the difference. They're twins, mind you.
Right, yeah.
And then when I told him I got them confused, he tried to make it nice, being like, oh, my daddy didn't get us confused. I'm like, no, your dad's looking at you. I wasn't looking at you. I just need to read what I'm reading. But anyways, I bet they sound awesome harmonizing. I think I can tell Chris's voice may be a little more chill and maybe slightly to the higher register a little bit.
Yeah.
But, sibling harmonies are cool enough.
Right.
So next time you guys do something, send us some harmonies. And this is straight up 1, 4, and 5 bluegrass, right?
Yes.
Where Chris might have used a 2 in lieu of a 4.
Right. From what I remember, I think this is just 1, 4, 5 bluegrass. We'll see.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you guys enjoyed this episode and want to be in on the whole listener compositions vibe,
definitely send us your stuff.
You know what to do. Send us your music to info@musicstudent101.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any questions or comments, you can send it to that as well.
Absolutely.
If you want to support us, you can go to our website and check out the donate page.
Indeed.
And
or we have a Patreon page.
That's on the donate page as well. You can find links to that and the PayPal one-time donation. So yeah, that's what you do. Come on, send us your music.
Yes.
Be a part of what you heard today, because that's Matt and I have said many times, these are our favorite episodes.
Absolutely.
You ready to get on down?
Yes.
Get a little hoedown? We got, this is called Calling But It Won't Go Through, written by Matt Lemon in 2023, recorded by Lemongrass. This is a live recording at the Clifton Opera House music series, and that's Clifton, Ohio. This is Matt Lemon on mandolin and vocals, Mara Lemon on ballron, Chris Lemon on dobro, Jeff Martin on guitar, and Chip Pritchard on upright bass. Thanks again for listening, y'all.
Thank you.
See you again soon.
I've been trying for over half an hour. Guess I better go and buy some flowers. Whatever I did, I won't do it again. I'm just hoping this isn't the end. Calling, want to get back to you. Yes, I'm calling, hoping we're not through, but it's not ringing. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm calling, but it won't go through. The service, or do you hate my guts? The situation's about to drive me nuts. Is your phone dying, or do you wish me dead? I've got to find you and ease my head. I'm calling, want to get back to you. Yes, I'm calling, hoping we're not through, but it's not ringing. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm calling, but it won't go through. Try it, Jeff. just answer your stupid telephone. Send a message, don't let my mind go roam. I'm on my way now, I hope that you don't mind, 'cause an answer I need to find. I'm calling, want to get back to you. Yes, I'm calling, hoping we're not through, but it's not ringing. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm calling, but it won't go through. Dobro again. Chorus. I'm calling, want to get back to you. Yes, I'm calling, hoping we're not through. It's not ringing. I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm calling, but it won't go through. Yes, I'm calling, but it won't go through. Thank you.